Honda is about to flip the US truck market on its head. For years, the automaker has been known for reliability, fuel efficiency, and practicality, but never for dominating the pickup segment. That's about to change. In 2026, Honda is launching a brand new pickup truck with a jaw-dropping starting price of just $10,000. Yes, you heard that right. A pickup truck for the price of a used Civic. This isn't some stripped-down utility toy either. Honda is packaging real capability, smart features, and cost-cutting innovation in a way that could completely upend the truck industry. Think about it. The average new truck in America now costs between $50,000 and $70,000. That's more than most people's yearly salary. Families, small businesses, and first-time buyers have been priced out of the pickup market for years. Honda clearly saw the opportunity and said, what if we built a truck that people can actually afford? The result is a compact yet versatile machine designed for urban drivers, small business owners, and anyone who wants the toughness of a pickup without the crushing monthly payments. The most shocking part isn't just the price, it's how Honda managed to get there. Instead of chasing luxury interiors, oversized engines, and bloated weight like the big three, Honda stripped things back to the essentials. This truck is built on a lightweight modular platform powered by a fuel-efficient small engine with hybrid assist and designed with clever storage and utility options. It won't tow 12,000 pounds, but it doesn't need to. Honda knows most truck owners today rarely max out towing capacity. What they do need is a bed for weekend projects, cargo space for work tools, and something dependable that won't break the bank. And Honda has always excelled at that formula, building machines that just work year after year with minimal repairs. That's the same DNA they're infusing into this pickup. The compact design means better fuel economy, easier parking in cities, and lower ownership costs, while the $10,000 price tag is almost unheard of in today's market. It's a direct challenge to automakers like Ford, Chevy, and Toyota, who have been steadily pushing truck prices higher and higher, leaving average buyers in the dust. This move is more than just a product launch. It's a strategy. Honda is betting on a future where buyers no longer want oversized, overpriced trucks, but instead crave something affordable, efficient, and practical. In fact, industry analysts are already warning that this little Honda could do to the truck market what the Civic once did to compact cars in the 1970s, completely rewrite the rules of the game. From early leaks and industry reports, the truck is expected to come in a compact form factor, almost like a modern interpretation of the classic mini-truck era of the 1980s and 90s. That means a smaller footprint, but not at the cost of usefulness. Honda is giving it a smartly designed cargo bed with hidden compartments for tools, fold-flat tie-downs, and even an optional modular cap that can convert the bed into a covered cargo space for camping or delivery work. This flexibility is what separates it from the bloated full-size trucks we see dominating highways today. Inside, Honda isn't going for luxury leather seats or giant 15-inch infotainment screens. Instead, the interior is minimalistic, functional, and built to last. Durable cloth upholstery, simple analog controls mixed with a compact digital display, and plenty of clever storage bins make it perfect for people who use their truck as a tool rather than a status symbol. Performance-wise, the new pickup won't compete with Ford Raptors or Ram TRXs, but that's not the point. Early reports suggest a small displacement gasoline engine paired with a mild hybrid system to maximize efficiency. Expect something in the range of 35 to 40 miles per gallon, which is insane compared to the gas-guzzling monsters on the road today. Towing capacity is estimated at around 3,500 pounds, and payload near 1,500 pounds. More than enough for most homeowners, contractors, and small businesses who don't need to haul yachts or construction cranes every weekend. And here's where things get interesting. Honda is rumored to be targeting younger buyers, first-time truck owners, and even international markets with this model. Imagine students, gig workers, delivery drivers, or small shop owners finally being able to buy a brand new truck without signing up for 7 years of crushing debt. That's the disruption. Honda isn't chasing profit margins on luxury trims. They're chasing mass adoption by giving the average person a shot at owning a brand new pickup. Analysts are already calling this truck a potential market shockwave because it puts immense pressure on rivals. The ripple effect on competitors could be massive. If Honda pulls this off, Ford and GM will be forced into a corner. For decades, they've relied on their trucks as the backbone of their profits. A huge portion of their revenue comes from pickup sales, and those profits are built on high price tags, expensive trims, and luxury options. A bare-bones $10,000 Honda pickup completely undercuts that model. If consumers realize they don't need to spend $60,000 for a reliable truck, Then Detroit's cash cow could dry up almost overnight. Toyota is another key player that should be worried. The Tacoma has long dominated the midsize segment, but even the cheapest versions start well above $30,000. Honda's move could steal away younger buyers who might have otherwise gone Toyota, giving them a lower-cost entry point into truck ownership. In fact, this strategy looks a lot like how the Civic and Accord once dismantled Detroit's stranglehold on sedans. Honda came in cheaper, more efficient, and more reliable, and the rest is history. This pickup might just be the Civic moment of the truck world. And let's not forget the timing. By 2026, the truck market will be at a crossroads. EVs will be more common, but many buyers still won't trust them, or won't be able to afford the steep price tags that come with electric trucks like the Ford Lightning, Chevy Silverado EV, or Tesla Cybertruck. Those start at $50,000 and skyrocket past $80,000. Honda, meanwhile, swoops in with a simple, gas-powered, hybrid-assisted workhorse for $10,000. It's a masterstroke of market timing, offering exactly what average Americans need while rivals push vehicles nobody can afford. The social impact could be just as big. Small-town contractors, family-run farms, delivery drivers, landscapers, entire groups of workers who've been priced out of buying new trucks could suddenly get back into the game. This could revive small businesses, increase vehicle ownership rates among younger generations, and put pressure on used truck prices, which have been ridiculously inflated in recent years. What's even more fascinating is how Honda is positioning itself in the US truck culture. They've always been outsiders in the segment, with the Ridgeline never really catching on the way the company hoped. But this time is different. They're not trying to beat Ford or Chevy at their own game. They're rewriting the game entirely by offering a truck so cheap and so practical that buyers can't ignore it. And when people start seeing this little Honda pickup buzzing around job sites, college campuses, and suburban driveways, it could spark a cultural shift in how Americans view trucks. What will make this truck truly viral isn't just the low price. It's the clever details that Honda is sneaking in. Imagine a factory spray-in bedliner as standard, rear seats that fold completely flat for extra cargo, and hidden underbed storage that locks like a trunk. These are features buyers normally pay thousands extra for in larger trucks, but Honda is baking them in from day one. Add in smartphone connectivity, basic driver assist tech, and Honda's legendary reliability, and suddenly this isn't just a cheap truck, it's a smart buy. For younger buyers, that's huge. Millennials and Gen Z are strapped with student loans, high rents, and soaring living costs. A truck priced at $10,000 instantly becomes the most affordable new vehicle in America, hands down. It's not just about utility, it's about access. Imagine a college kid delivering goods for side income, or a young family using it as their first car that can handle both city errands and weekend getaways. It's freedom, independence, and utility all wrapped into one compact package. Truck culture in America has long been tied to size and status. The bigger, the better. But the reality is shifting. With fuel prices unpredictable, urban space shrinking, and wages stagnant, people don't need monster trucks. They need affordable ones. If Honda sparks this movement, we could see a cultural reset where smaller, more efficient trucks become a badge of practicality rather than a downgrade. Think about how the Civic once turned small cars into a smart choice for millions of drivers. That same cultural flip is possible with this pickup. Another key factor here is the global reach. In markets like Latin America, Africa, and Southeast Asia, small pickups are already beloved because they're cheap to buy, cheap to run, and versatile for both work and personal use. By launching this in 2026, Honda could not only dominate the US entry-level segment, but also scale it worldwide. The volumes alone could be staggering, forcing competitors to rethink their global truck strategies as well. And while the Detroit automakers might laugh at first, the danger is real. Once buyers get a taste of a reliable $10,000 pickup that does everything they need, it'll be hard to convince them to go back to bloated $70,000 trucks. That's the nightmare scenario for Ford, GM, and Ram, losing their loyal base not to another premium competitor, but to a budget-friendly alternative that undercuts the very foundation of their business model. Dealerships are going to feel the shockwaves first. Right now, truck salesmen are used to pushing models loaded with trims and extras, banking on commissions from vehicles that cost more than most houses did a generation ago. A $10,000 pickup changes that game. Suddenly, a customer who was only looking at used high-mileage trucks for $15,000 now has a brand new option sitting on the lot. Dealers who get their hands on Honda's pickup will see a flood of first-time buyers, families on a budget, and small businesses that previously avoided new trucks altogether. This isn't just a product. It's a pipeline of fresh customers Honda can win over for decades. The used truck market could also collapse under the weight of this new arrival. Right now, a 10-year-old Tacoma or F-150 can still fetch over $15,000, sometimes even more. But when buyers realize they can drive off with a new Honda pickup for less, used truck values will take a nosedive. That means buyers win big, but it could wreak havoc on dealerships and private sellers who've been cashing in on inflated used prices for years. In other words, Honda might accidentally trigger a full-on reset of the truck market, both new and used. And then there's the EV sector. Companies like Ford with the Lightning, GM with the Silverado EV, Rivian with the R1T, and Tesla with the Cybertruck are all fighting to convince buyers that electric trucks are the future. But these models come with astronomical prices, complex tech, and limited infrastructure in many parts of the country. Now picture Honda stepping in with a no-nonsense gas hybrid pickup that costs less than a quarter of what those EVs are going for. The contrast is brutal. Why spend $70,000 on an unproven EV truck when you can buy 7 Honda pickups for the same price? That's the kind of math average Americans can't ignore. The real kicker is brand trust. Honda has spent decades building a reputation for reliability, efficiency, and longevity. When people think of a Civic or an Accord, they think of cars that last 200,000 miles with minimal issues. If that reputation carries into this pickup, and it almost certainly will, buyers are going to see it as a safe bet. This isn't some experimental newcomer. It's Honda applying their proven formula to a desperately underserved market. That trust factor could be the secret weapon that makes this truck not just a curiosity, but a bestseller. Honda's long-term play with this pickup could be far bigger than anyone realizes. Starting at $10,000 grabs attention, but Honda won't stop there. Expect multiple trims to roll out once the base model gains traction. A slightly upgraded version with advanced safety tech, infotainment, and maybe even all-wheel drive could still land under $20,000. A price that would crush anything Ford or Toyota could even dream of offering. This tiered approach would let Honda capture not just entry-level buyers, but also those who want a bit more comfort without leaping into the luxury price zone. Globally, the potential is enormous. Countries like Brazil, India, and Thailand are hotbeds for compact pickups, often used as both personal cars and workhorses. If Honda ships this truck worldwide, it could dominate entire markets in the same way Toyota Hilux has for decades. And here's the twist. Honda could use the same platform to build region-specific variations. A bare-bones work truck for rural areas, a slightly upscale lifestyle truck for cities, even a rugged off-road variant for adventure markets. One modular platform, dozens of possibilities, all tied to the unbeatable reputation of Honda durability. In the US, the cultural shift could be just as groundbreaking. Right now, truck ownership is tied to masculinity, status, and sheer size. But as more people struggle with affordability, that culture could evolve. Honda's pickup could spark a new wave of practical pride, where owning a smaller, smarter, more efficient truck isn't seen as a downgrade, but as the smart choice. We've already seen this happen with cars. The Civic and Corolla once faced the same stigma, and now they're icons. If history repeats, this little Honda pickup could one day hold that same legendary status. And let's not forget the domino effect. Once Honda proves it's possible to sell a reliable pickup for $10,000, other automakers will have no choice but to follow. Ford might be forced to dust off ideas for a truly entry-level Maverick. GM could be pushed into reviving compact trucks at bargain pricing. Even Toyota might have to rethink the Tacoma. The ripple effect would be massive, with truck prices across the board finally coming back down to earth. And for consumers, that means more choice, more competition, and far less financial strain. Wall Street will be watching Honda's move very closely. For years, investors have loved the high profit margins of full-size trucks. They've been the golden goose for Ford, GM, and Stellantis, propping up entire balance sheets even as sedan sales collapsed. But if Honda's $10,000 pickup gains traction, analysts could start questioning the sustainability of those fat margins. Imagine headlines about shrinking truck profits, declining demand for high-trim models, and buyers migrating to budget-friendly alternatives. Stock prices could wobble as investors rethink the future of Detroit's dominance. Unions will also feel the pressure. Building a $70,000 luxury truck requires thousands of labor hours, specialized parts, and endless customization options. A bare-bones, mass-produced $10,000 truck is the opposite. It's lean, efficient, and designed for scale. If consumers shift in that direction, automakers might be forced to restructure factories, renegotiate labor deals, and rethink how trucks are built in the U.S. That could spark clashes with unions who've banked on decades of steady truck demand. Meanwhile, Honda, with its global supply chain and history of efficient production, may be perfectly positioned to weather that storm. Even government policy could come into play. For years, regulators have pushed EVs, fuel standards, and high-tech safety requirements. But if Honda proves that a simple, affordable pickup can sell in huge numbers, it might challenge the assumption that bigger, more complex, and more expensive is always better. Politicians, especially in rural states, might start embracing the idea of affordable gas hybrid trucks as a lifeline for working-class Americans who can't afford $70,000 EVs. Honda's timing might put them right in the middle of a policy tug-of-war over what the future of American mobility should look like. This also shifts cultural identity around trucks. For years, driving a truck has been tied to status. The bigger and pricier, the tougher the image. But Honda's pickup could introduce a new kind of pride. Pride in practicality, pride in smart spending, pride in owning something that works without draining your bank account. Imagine social media trends celebrating not the most expensive truck on the block, but the most clever and efficient one. That cultural reversal could resonate strongly with younger generations who already value minimalism and smart money choices over excess. It could also reignite the spirit of community around trucks. In the past, mini trucks of the 80s and 90s created entire subcultures: car meets, customization clubs, and affordable entry points into automotive passion. A Honda pickup could bring that energy back. Affordable enough for high school and college kids, versatile enough for weekend projects, and reliable enough to last, it might just spark a new era of truck enthusiasts who aren't defined by size or status, but by creativity and community. Even in rural America, where trucks are essential tools, the impact could be massive. Farmers, contractors, and workers who've been priced out of new trucks could finally afford to get back into the market. This isn't just a lifestyle accessory, it's a tool that gives power back to people who actually use trucks the way they were meant to be used. Honda's pickup could become a symbol of returning the truck to its rightful place: affordable, useful, and reliable for the people who need it most. On the global stage, the aftermarket and outdoor lifestyle industries would see a massive shakeup. In countries where compact pickups are already popular, like Thailand, Brazil, and South Africa, Honda's entry at a rock-bottom price could supercharge customization culture. Affordable trucks mean more people can afford to modify them,